Welcome to Daybreak, and welcome. It's another Tuesday, and on Tuesday we engage. They just say it's another Tuesday. It is another Tuesday, and as you can see, we have a brand new setup. You know, we're keeping things keep getting better and better here on Daybreak and on Engage, and we also have a brand new Annitah Raey, who was very vocal last week on Twitter. And akasema sijui, I can't remember, but ulibishana na mtu hapo. But welcome, Annitah.
Thank you so much.
Karibu sana.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Laughing?
No, because it's about to get late. CJ Atemo also joins us. Well, Yodendo is most likely an Arsenal supporter, because they're the ones who've been arriving late too. But he's on the way. He'll probably catch up with us a little bit later on. Today we want to talk about something. Now, of course, if you do not live in a vacuum, you've been seeing what's been trending up to, I think, Saturday, Totolifunga na Lisagaido. But there's a lot of things that have been trending in terms of relationship, and I just thought it would be interesting, a good opportunity for us to talk about, you know, the boy child, or boys to men is what we're calling it, in terms of that transition. What does it mean to be a man? And why is it that whenever we hear of exposés or scandals or etc., the way society turns on the lady, whether she's hurting, whether she's not, it really points to just the way I feel ladies are viewed by men, which is worrying. Yes, there is women empowerment and it's made gains, but I still feel at the heart of the matter, the way we treat our ladies is not right. But that's the view of Willis, not necessarily the view of Citizen. But we're going to unpack that. Let's begin with you, Annitah Raey, because you know, you're very vocal and passionate about this topic. What do you think is ailing the boy child? It's very good for TV, but nini nasumbua naume? Nini
nasumbua naume? Let's put it down.
Yes.
First of all, I think it's the lack of identity. Who is a man? What is a man to you? What have you been taught a man is in society? What do we tell our boys being a man is like? If I'm going to tell my child today, be a man, what do I mean by be a man? We never explain what to be a man is. But what we show, you know, what we tell them and do are two different things. You show your kids like being a man and having many women is being a man. You're the man. I mean, if you want to show your boys you're the man, what do?
Trophies.
You have girls, you have cars, we don't tell them, we don't instill values of being a man. We just showcase things. So you look at our society, they think if you have many girlfriends or if you're having many women in your life, if you're spending a lot of money, sadly we have raised our boys to think if you buy expensive drinks, you're the man. Because if your boy comes and you're watching a game and he buys a very expensive drink, who's the man?
The man with the money.
The man with the money.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. We don't know who a man is. We put a man down to materialistic things, not values, not responsibility, not character. We've put it down to things that you have instead of who you are. And that's the problem. So instead of someone becoming a person of their own, it's what they have. I am Annitah, I am Willis, I have a car, I have a Benz, I have this, I am a man. But so when it's all taken away, then who are you? Yeah.
So it boils down to the identity.
Yeah, they don't have an identity at all. At all.
And today I'll call you CJ. You also share almost the same view because, you know, I've had you speak about, which is my favorite, I always say, the boy lingered. Where in every man there's still a boy who is lingering somewhere.
Yes. You know, the identity thing, we derive our identity from our origin, the source. And where there has been, it's something that has been talked about so many times, like, so where are the fathers? But the fathers also did not have fathers. Where fathers have been present, they did not know how to interact with the boys. Because who is going to tell the boy who he is? If he's going to hear that from his mother, sometimes she also doesn't really know what to say to this boy. It's easier when the child is about 2 years, 3 years, 4, 5. When he begins to grow into 11, 10, 11, he's beginning to form himself as a man. He's trying to cut out his own identity away from the mother. Then what does the mother say? You know, when a child is 3 years, the mother can kiss, peck, you know, do all of that. Then he's growing up, then he's conscious of his fellow young men around him. He doesn't even want you to hug him while he's going to school. He's beginning to craft his own identity, but then most times, then he doesn't have an image to conform to. He doesn't have another man to shape that image. So he's like this pot of, he's like clay. He doesn't know what he's supposed to be. So what happens is that in most cases, then they begin to derive their idea of masculinity from their peers. It becomes what the other boys are saying. And boys with boys are very competitive and very comparative of each other. That's where the thing will come in of, you know, the man is the person who has this or has that or has that, because I'm trying to show Willis I'm better than you. I'm doing better than you. Have you noticed even that the discussions that you have about football, have you seen how men relate? Have you seen how men relate?
Yeah.
Like, we are Man U.
We are Man U.
We're always trying to prove to the other man we are better than them. So we don't have that self-identity. We don't have it because nobody shaped it. And so I'm trying to find myself in the midst of my peers, and I think that then me being me is when I feel that I am stronger than you. So I think that that element of not having image or models to conform to has really been a problem when it comes to identity of the man.
And so we have, you know, a society where, so we are measuring men by the what do you call them? The measuring elements are those ones. More money, more girls, material.
Beautiful wife.
Yeah, beautiful wife. And it informs conversation. But then, if you look at the, let's take like it's the last 1 year, based on the activities online, what we've been seeing, movements, you know, fake it till you make it sort of situations that have been coming through, what happened last week with the gospel artists, all this, can you trace it to that, you know, bad or lack of, you know, there's one thing to have a bad foundation, but there's another thing not to have a foundation at all. So can you trace it to that? What do you think, Annitah?
Now you've hit home when you say the whole saga that has been. I think the last week was a roller coaster, from the gospel artist to Lisa Gaido to the fake it till you make it guy. And you see, when you look at all of them, they were trying to prove a point. I think we don't look beyond the situation they are in at the moment. We just look at that exact situation. But really, there's always a situation to a situation. It doesn't wake up one day and you have this kind of drama. That happened last year, October. It just came out now. It's been months of hiding and trying to cover it up. And you ask yourself, why would a young man put someone through that pain and cover it up, knowing he's a public figure? Why would a young man fake he's worked with even you and show face and still not hide? And after being caught, show face again and tell people, I lied, but I'm willing to work with you people. And
even in the middle of the response was that I lied, but hata msichana nilikuanga na yeye. So again, it goes to what I was saying, like.
So at the end of the day, when you come back to the foundation, let me ask the people who, the generation that raised us, our mothers, our parents, how did you raise us? Did you raise us to believe in ourselves, to believe we were good enough? Or did you raise us to lie all the time and cover up our lies and fake it till we make it? We grew up with parents who pretended they are okay. So we grew up wanting to also be okay. You know, there's nothing worse than the fact that we are trying to lie that we don't have a bunch of kids who are raised by single moms who are not there. So we have a bunch of kids that were raising themselves. Let's be very honest. It's the 20th generation, not even ours, the 20th, like in our parents. You're trying to hustle, you don't have a husband, you will never there for your kids. Who's going to raise them? The same way he said, you're learning from your peers. What do we learn? We have our generation lacks foundation. There's not even a bad foundation. It lacks foundation. It all comes back to the fact that, Willis, if I dress up today, 90% of girls my age dress up today, they'll go to Instagram to ask, how do I look?
Outfit of the
They
day.
need validation
Hashtag.
from someone else.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with our artists, our girls, our boys. They need validation because they will never get it at home. I was making people laugh. I asked the other day, has your parent ever said they love you? Everybody said no. They show it how. And you always make those jokes on Twitter. Hey, mamangu akikuangalia na macho mbaya nakupenda, like. How is that? Like? Has your mother ever said you dressed well today? They don't. They will tell you when you've dressed badly, but not when you've dressed well. So where do you look for validation as a person? Where do you look for someone to tell you you look good? You dress smartly. You go to social media. It's become normal today. If someone tells you look bad in a picture on the gram, what do? You delete it. You delete it and get a better one. How many pictures do you take before you get one for the gram? We are looking for validation from outside because you don't get it from inside. You come from a broken home with no foundation. You go into a broken relationship that will have no foundation at all. So still there, you will not get any validation. So your entire life is you're looking for validation from the outside because there's no validation from the inside. That's a problem. Yeah.
And by the way, if you have any questions or comments, we put up a tweet. You can go ahead and check it out there. The hashtag to use is Daybreak. We're asking, first of all, let's say, what is your definition of being a man? That's one. Two, do you think society's definition of manhood is warped? You can talk to us there. And if you have any experiences you want to share as well, our SMS line is open. It is 22422. That number again, 22422. And on Twitter, the hashtag is Daybreak. So let's get talking. Hashtag 22422 and hashtag Daybreak and SMS line 22422. Multitasking in Ngumu. I was trying to multitask and open the SMSs. But then, CJ. Sounds really good. So look at the situation we have even with single parenting.
Right.
We have single parents who, like Annitah said, maybe people today were raised by single parents, then they are single parents themselves now. And there's that element of, and we've seen, the people who send SMSs here talk about how, this man left me, I had a baby for him. I remember you were very categorical in that. Yeah. So is that a problem, in fact, that we don't have fathers?
Well, it is. It's a problem because fathers are supposed to form their children and not just form but also inform them. So fathers are supposed to give their children an identity and an assignment in life. I met a young lady. She's a very gifted musician, and she told me she was not a good performer at school. She says that so clearly. She said she was not a very good performer at school. She was always scoring so badly. But she said what kept her going is her father kept on saying, no matter what you score in school, you're still my daughter. And that affirmation and that strength made this girl believe in herself. In fact, she's in a singing competition right now, but she's such an amazing singer. Tells you how much, how strong it is, for example, for a girl to hear the voice of a man affirming her. At the same time, men try to impress men. And most men live in the desire to impress their fathers, who are the first heroes that they would have. A father is a hero both to the boy child and to the girl child. That's a hero. When he is absent, the first thing that happens to this child is they feel they're unwanted. Because this is the person they were trying to impress the most. They want to hear their validation. They want to hear well done. They want to hear you're doing good. They want to hear you can make it. And then they're not seeing this person or they're not hearing it. That void is going to be, is going to drive them somewhere else. They're going to begin to look for that validation from some other place. It's like the photosynthetic plants. You know, you put it in a room like this, it begins to grow out towards the light. Yeah. And that's what validation is. Validation is light. And if you don't get it in the house, you begin to look for it elsewhere. So the lack of fathers causes people, both men and women, growing up to begin to look for people on the outside who will validate them. Mostly, as I said, for the young men, they look for it in their peers. When it comes to the girls, then they begin to look for it in male voices. Any male voice that will bring in validation gets their attention. They draw and grow towards it. So if somebody says, you look good, it captures their attention. If somebody says, you know, you're so beautiful or something, it begins to capture her attention because she's looking for this validation of a male voice. And she could be loved by the mother so well, but there is still that thing of finding a voice that resonates with the inner person that she is. So what social media has created is, it has also created a sense of confusion because there are too many voices that we are trying to respond to. And if you don't have a foundational voice that holds you, you will respond to everything. So today you will be this, tomorrow you are that, the next day you are this, and then we begin to break and crack.
I have a few SMSs here. There different ones on this is 22422 or SMS platform. Somebody says, I'm sorry because I'm a son of a single mother and I like foundation. Somebody just opening up there. Then Dennis Mutemi, watching from Wingi, says the definition of a man means a man who is ready to redefine maturity in all he endeavors. Monica from Kasarani says, I think a man is defined by his submissiveness to responsibilities. I don't understand that one, but there it is up there. That is Monique kutoka Kasa. I think a man is defined by submissiveness to responsibility. That's on our SMS 22422. Winnie anasema hiyo ni
somebody who doesn't run from
There's another one there. Sorry?
I think she's trying to say it's somebody who doesn't run from responsibility.
Okay. Yes, I guess that's what she's trying to say. Then there's one says the society's definition of a man is someone with money. Even if they lack character, society even allows men to be adulterous and have mpango wa kandos as long as they can provide. What does that do to marriages, and isn't that teaching our kids immorality? Is it true, Annitah, that in your view that you know, your view and probably experience we've been around for a while in our space, different spaces, that element of money, like so long as uko na pesa, and I think it's even our politicians, so long as uko na pesa, you can do wrong and just keep walking.
It is quite sad that money is the definition of success in our society, and not only here, everywhere. If you have money, you're successful. Yeah. It does not matter how rotten you are. It does not matter if you're a liar. It does not matter if you have money. People always say that money is not happiness, and then they add, but poverty is not happiness either, you know. So you'd rather have the money. Take the latter. And women say, and women don't like, you know, most women say that I'm biased and that I defend men. I don't. I'm just very honest. Women keep saying that if he has money, we can overlook everything else. Let me just say this as a joke, which is a bad joke. Ata kama hana sura, pesa iko sawa. In the wallet, mwanaume si handsome, mwanaume ni money sam. We have money, we're good. Let's work on the fact
sura ya Kenyatta
kwa. So, and we have, as women, we have stooped too low. Let me be very honest. We have let these men continue taking charge of our lives with the money. A man marries you because he has money. So let me ask you, if I'm buying you, because this is not marrying you, if I'm buying you with my money, Willis, if I buy this phone, it's mine, right? What can't I do with it? Including bang it on a floor. You get, it's mine.
You'll break it and buy another one.
And thank you. So I'm a man with a lot of money. Society has empowered me. It has made me a king. It has glorified my money. So what can't I do with my money? I will marry one woman. I will buy her the entire world and then ask her, what don't you have in that house? What don't you have? That question, every woman who's married to a man with money knows it. What don't you have? So you have everything. I'll take another one. I'll keep her and I'll let my wife know. Do you know why I let her know? Because I have the money. And you can always leave. Umechoka, enda. My money can buy me as many women. And us as women, do you know what we say? Akona pesa anaweza tuweka si wote. So we're the ones who agree to settle for it. And then later, unapata wanawake wanaandika in this our social media, men, they are not faithful because we let them not be faithful. If you all put your foot down and say, I will not become a mpango wa kando, but really, which woman is not going to say that? I mean, unaweka, unabaiwa gari. See, money gives you a leeway to everything. And I mean everything, Willis, everything. And that's sad because we empower it. If women were shikana, I remember once when we were voting, people said, if women would just shikana and do one thing together for once, we would have a better country. But 50% to the shikana, 50% will be texting the men like, wachana now 50, as we got you back. So it's very hard. Yeah. It's quite hard, yeah.
So money is the root of all evil.
Oh, it is.
Or the love of money. The love of money. You have to clarify, the love of money.
Yes.
You see, when there is internal emptiness, there's going to be a lot of external pursuit. And that's why now men will define themselves by what they do and what they have and impress each other with that. There are a lot of men who are not happy, Willis. They've got the money. They've got the status. They're not happy. We once talked here about the book I wrote on leprous generals,
yes,
where you look successful on the outside, but you're struggling with a lot of things internally. Low self-esteem, insecurities, emptiness. Somebody goes back home and he wonders, I thought if I made the money, I would be
okay.
happy.
Yeah.
I'd be fine. Then he has made the money, and he still finds that it has not filled that void. So he begins to look for other ways to fill that void. For some people, they will turn to alcohol. For some people, they will turn into drugs. For some people, they think it's a woman, then they get this woman, then they get bored, because what they're looking for, they're trying to find something on the outside which they don't have on the inside. So they get this woman, then they feel like, okay, she's not giving me that satisfaction. So he goes to the next woman, then he thinks, maybe if I have more of them. And it's an internal fight.